Be sure and tell them Large Marge sent ya.
In the 90s, we were just teeny tykes. We liked our movies and our bikes. We wanted to be DJs, but we were just teeny gals. So we went off to college and we remained best pals. 20 years later, we're still watching flicks and we're bringing you the favorite bit by bit. Sweetie and Sweetie are here to say it's the Large Marge Santa's podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the Large Marge Santa's podcast, your favorite podcast where two sweetie sisters talk about their favorite flicks from childhood. I'm Sweetie with a Y.
And I'm Sweetie with an IE.
And today we are Kissed from a Rose. Is it by or from?
I've been kissed by a rose on a grave.
Okay, yeah. I can't wait to explore what each of us thinks the lyrics to this song are, because I feel like we sing it a little different.
All right.
So that'll be a fun game for later. But tonight we watched
Batman Forever. Worst in my book. Worst title for any Batman movie ever created. It's super cheesy. Apparently Tim Burton did not like it. He's like, that's some like drunk guy would get like tattooed on his arm. Like, Batman Forever, guys. I love this series. Yeah, he hated it. So I don't know like what was like up with that.
Because at the end he's like, I'm gonna be Batman and Bruce Wayne. Like there's not gonna be a chance that I'm gonna shut things down again. Learn my lesson. Batman Forever.
Yo, I get it. Yeah, guys, Batman Forever. Here's the situation. We did Batman #1 a couple Easters ago. Remember that? That was really fun. Mm-hmm. Good podcast. #2, you may or may not have heard us cover, and that would be Batman Returns, because we actually guested on another podcast and covered that one.
Chicks with Flicks.
Excellent. Check them out. They're great. So not in our episode list per se, but we have covered it. And then comes Batman Forever, which also I think, and for both of us, holds a special place in our hearts because it's the first one we saw in the movie theater that we were old enough to kind of see at the movies.
Yeah, I think that's right. I have a couple good memories of this. I believe I saw this at the drive-in.
You know what? I just want to say, when you told that to me today, because I told that to you, we saw this in the movies, and you're like, oh, I think I saw it at the drive-in. This would have been an especially crazy movie to see at the drive-in because it's so dark. Yeah. Right? It always bothered me about going to the drive-in and seeing really dark movies and being like, I don't know what's going on.
All I think of when you say that is that you and Mom went to the drive-in and saw the X-Files movie. Yes. And you came back and you were like, it was so dark, we couldn't see anything. So now every time you say that complaint, I'm always like, is this all because you saw the X-Files at the drive-in?
The X-Files at the drive-in. Like the last half of the movie, couldn't tell you what happened. It was like seeing it in the dark. It was like unbelievable. I mean, we were in the dark, but it was such a dark movie and it was a dark night and there wasn't a lot of lights. I don't know, guys. Drive-ins are like so cool, but that is a problem. I don't know.
I just don't see how that makes... Because like if it's dark and you're in the night, and it shouldn't like it be like clear, like you can see the picture more clearly because everything's dark and the only light is the movie
maybe
screen.
The screen was too big. Also, I think the quality of those are sometimes not that great because they're not meant to be seen on like a gigantic screen like that, and maybe we were too close. I don't know. Anyway, guys, Batman Forever. This is from 1995. Sweet.
Wow.
So I would have been how old am I? I would have been 12.
Well, I would
have been 12.
Like 3rd or 4th grade. Yeah. So
I would have been 12. Sweetie, you would not have been 10 yet.
What?
9. You're 9. 9 years old. Yeah. So right like around the time where kids started to get really excited about like this kind of franchise, I would say. Like, I mean, maybe even earlier, but like for us, we were pretty invested.
The Batman movies are pretty good at like getting each generation on board, right? So like the Tim Burton ones, even before that, the comic book, the TV show got people invested. Mm-hmm. It's like he's always around. You know what he is? He's Batman Forever.
He's Batman Forever, guys. I'm getting that tattoo. That's it. Next one, guys. I have 3 tattoos. I'm getting another.
Woo.
Batman Forever.
Where are you gonna get on your face?
Yeah, right on my
your butt.
Freaking forehead. yeah, so the history with this one is, so Tim Burton, first one, Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, great movie. Talked about it in our episode how much we really do like that one. Number 2, Tim Burton again, Michael Keaton again. Number 3, Tim Burton was supposed to direct it, and then he ended up not. Do not remember the reason specifically.
Because Batman Returns was too dark and like spooky,
and they didn't want
and
him
they didn't want
to
to go
do
in
it?
that
Okay.
direction,
Yeah.
I guess.
So they picked up Joel Schumacher. And once Tim Burton wasn't doing it, it seemed like a lot of people kind of flaked on, like didn't want to do it anymore either. So this included, Michael Keaton also seeing the direction that Joel Schumacher wanted to take it and was like, peace out, I'm out of here. And then I think like someone else too. Like, for instance, like Billy D. Williams was supposed to continue the role of Harvey Dent because he's Harvey Dent in the first one or two. I forget he's in the second one. I don't think he's in the second one. And they had to so it was in his contract, like you're going to be Harvey Dent forever, essentially. And they had to buy him out so they could get Tommy Lee Jones to play it. So that's kind of interesting. So yeah, so they had to basically start from scratch with a lot of their ideas, right? So they went the more comic book route with this one, which some people do not like. I kind of like. I mean, I think it's really fun.
Well, I get that that's what he was going for. I really just thought it was cheesy as fuck when I was little. That was the aesthetic. But now that you look back on it, you're like, oh, this is very comic booky and flamboyant and loud colors.
Which I like because I think there's a way that you don't want to take Batman too seriously, which I understand that franchise has sort of moved into that. I think the Tim Burton one was kind of a nice cross between kind of comic book campy and being a little bit more serious and stuff like that. But this one goes totally in the sort of more comic book, more animated, more brighter colors, a little bit more maybe the jokey, I guess I would say. And I like it. Honestly, I do not mind this movie.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty decent.
I mean, I liked it a lot better when I was little, I'll tell you that. This viewing, I liked it less, maybe, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it just, it
drags.
got to me. Yeah, it's too long. It's
too
2
long.
hours, which is 2 hours too long. All movies should be an hour and a half. That's all I'm saying. Goodbye. There's just, so many plot holes that I think are really funny that they didn't think were big enough to care about, but when you really sit down and watch it and you're like, okay, what is going on?
Yeah, and there has to be some suspension obviously with this film. Literally with all superhero films, I'm just okay, there's no way you wouldn't know it was that guy. I'm like, give me a break. He has this tiny little mask on. It's totally, but it's they're so shocked. Oh my, he needed to figure out a riddle to find out that was Edward Enigma. Are you kidding me? Dude, hello. But here's what I do not like about this movie. I could really just not even... Why they even put the Two-Face character in here is beyond me. I think those sections are so boring. It just ends up being him being annoying and trying to kill Batman. He never can.
And flipping a coin.
Yeah. I
and then
can't
there's too
stand
many
that
coins.
character.
I just don't get why he blames Batman for what
Right.
happened to him. Because
Dude, he
he
saved
pushed
him.
him out of the way in the court, and
Yeah.
he turned his face, and oops, he totally did that on purpose.
His
Harvey.
whole backstory is so bad. And I like Tommy Lee Jones here and there. But it's just not my favorite performance from him.
Yeah.
I hate all those sections. For me, this movie is about the Riddler. I mean, yes, I am a huge Jim Carrey's fan. I love him to death. But I'm sorry. That performance is amazing. He does great things.
It's kind of. It's way over the top.
Yeah.
And I think it gets a little old after a while. But I guess I'm in the minority. But I do like some of his jokes.
But I thought the great progression of that character is that you kind of do feel bad for him in the beginning, and he does play it a little bit of sympathy. You're like, oh, that guy's kind of weird, and it's he's still kind of weird, but then he gets real easy, evil and crazy by the end when he's in the white jumpsuit, which is my favorite part in the end, and
Knowledge is power.
looks insane.
Well,
I just thought that was I don't know.
He's
I just love
another
that.
guy who's blaming Batman for no reason, or in this case,
he's a
Bruce
psycho.
Wayne. Bruce Wayne's no, I'm not gonna fund your idea for mind control, and he's like, what the fuck, my life is over. No, it's not. You get a new idea, you pitch it again. It's just, I don't know, it's a little crazy.
He was just the nerd who can't get anywhere kind of a thing, and finally you have power and stuff, and you just want to
Maybe he
fuck
should
everybody
move out
up.
of the weird apartment with all the doodads, gadgets,
Tchotchkes?
the geese, the beer, clarified
Tchotchkes?
butter. Yeah, but good time. So, hey, who's in this?
So we just covered. So Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones, Val Kilmer is the new Batman, guys. So I don't know. I didn't like him. I think when I watched this when I was little, because I was like, "Where's Michael Keaton?" But I kind of like his performance in this.
I've always liked it.
Yeah.
I had a Batman poster from this movie, and it's just Batman, like, I was going to say full frontal, but that's different. That's not the same thing. But this is just, like, his, like, what is that called? What is that called? Like, face forward. It's just, like, him standing there.
Yep.
And, you know, the best thing about Val Kilmer to me is the shape of his lips. They're, like, crazy, right?
Yeah.
So the poster,
like
that same
man.
exact thing, and I'm pretty sure I practiced kissing on it, like, a lot of times.
I'd kiss Val Kilmer.
Also, follow up to that, I also used to think, because his eyes would, like, follow me everywhere in my room, that there was, like, a camera behind there, and it was videotaping everything in my life.
Your
But
imagination was insane.
that wasn't true.
Yeah, I think he does a good job. I mean, honestly, like, Batman is Bruce Wayne is, like, the most boring fucking character in the entire world. Like, there's nothing to him. He's boring.
Wait.
He's just, like, boring.
What are you talking? All the bad stuff? His parents being murdered?
I think it just in general, because he's like so messed up by that, like there's not a lot of personality to him. So like when he's in the bat suit, that's like at least he has like a little bit of personality there. I don't know, but it's like the actual just Bruce Wayne is like boring as fuck.
Who cares about him?
Exactly. So it's like how do these actors, how are they supposed to play that? And I think like they tone themselves down. You know, we always talked about in the Michael Keaton one. My favorite part is when he like flips out and does the Beetlejuice, and it's like the one like part where you're like, wow, like Bruce Wayne actually has some like, you know, like fire in his eyes,
or is a demon.
Yeah, right. But like Val Kilmer plays it pretty cool, because that's the thing. Like Bruce Wayne's just cool.
Well, I would say he seems in this movie has the most Bruce Wayne scenes, because thinking like
That's
on
true.
the other ones you barely get to see Bruce Wayne. Maybe in Batman Returns like a little more, but the Christian Bale ones, I remember him being Bruce Wayne for like 5 seconds. That's it. And
That's
it was
true.
weird. And I was like, what's he doing in that suit?
Yeah.
He looks small, but it's an interesting edge to this. But Val.
Good old Val.
Hey,
Where'd you go, Val?
Nice
Haven't seen
man.
him in a while.
And then
What about the love interest?
Nicole Kidman.
The baby Nicole Kidman. She looks like so young. I mean, she looks like she's kind of ageless.
Yeah.
But
But this was, another one. She had a lot of heydays, but this was one of them for certain.
Well, first of all, I hate that
The
character.
90s?
She is so thirsty.
What?
I'm like,
Dr. Chase Meridian, no.
I'm like, bitch, calm down. She's just so like it. She can't make up her mind. First of all,
Okay,
she's
yeah.
like, so Batman. No, I love Bruce Wayne.
Is wishy-washy
Yeah.
as fuck, and it's offensive. And I feel bad for Bruce and Batman.
Me too.
Even though they're the same person, but if they weren't, wow.
Oh,
they
yeah.
would both have crises.
And we always talk about this at the end, but I'm gonna say it right now. They did not make it. I don't think they even made it at the end. Are they like together at the end? Not really, right?
I don't know. I think he determined, because he decided that he was going to be Batman forever, they couldn't go on seeing each other.
Which makes sense. Like, stop trying to date. Which I think they don't do. I couldn't remember if the next one, once it's George Clooney, that like they do try to do a thing with Uma Thurman, doctor character.
No, she's like a crazy weirdo nerd.
Yeah. So maybe they do kind of like give up on that. But so she's like, okay, she's pretty. She's like a psychiatrist. So this movie is very much delving into the two sides of Batman and Bruce Wayne, right? So you have
two sides of everyone.
Yeah, two sides of everyone, essentially, right? Because you have the Two-Face character, you have the Riddler, and then Batman. And it is kind of interesting, like that whole like psychological aspect. They delve into like how he became Batman, like fell into the Batcave. Whoa. So that stuff's kind of cool. And she's brought in as sort of like to help him like figure that stuff out. So not bad, not good, not bad. I think she's okay. She's no Catwoman, because you know how I feel about
Catwoman.
Michelle Pfeiffer in that role. So good.
Yeah.
So good. Who else? Randomly, like Drew Barrymore? Like, how'd she get roped into this?
Your former favorite love fling, Chris.
Oh, sorry. And then
God, she hates him so much she left him out on purpose.
Jesus. Okay. Chris O'Donnell is in this movie, guys. And if you remember, which podcast I talked about? Fried green tomatoes. Oh, yeah, because he's the brother that gets the foot caught in the train and gets, pancaked. Devastating. I thought he was the cutest thing ever. I like had Tiger Beat posters in my room and just looked at him fondly. I mean, he was a babe.
That's all you did with the posters, looked at him fondly.
Yeah. Yep.
Didn't kiss him like me.
I
Jeez.
didn't do that. That was weird. I loved him in Circle of Friends. Remember that? Where he's like, he has this sweet little Irish accent. Oh my God, adorable. Then, a couple years later, I don't know how much later this movie is. Okay. I completely lost my love interest.
But not when this came out and you watched it when you were little, though. Like, you only lost your love interest tonight watching
I think
it.
I did, because I actually could see what was going on there.
What?
Like, what is the opposite of a boner?
A blue ball?
No.
Not a boner?
Get
a
soft?
Get
a
soft?
softie?
Soft pretzel?
Yeah.
I thought you just like reverted your whole history of liking him.
No,
See,
I'm
this makes
pretty
so much
sure.
sense to me because I never understood why you had a crush on him. And whenever I told you that I found him like disgusting, you'd be like, "What is wrong with you?" It's because I saw him in this first, so it just tainted my picture of him
Guys,
throughout my life.
Oof, I don't know. Least favorite role
And
of his.
I would also say at the drive-in when we were watching this, we saw this with like a friend of our family's, like another family, and like the kid in the car farted during this movie. So now I just associate Chris O'Donnell with a fart smell.
that's terrible.
Chris
That's
O'Donnell with
horrible.
a fart smell. Man, yeah,
That's
I'll
awful.
tell you, a lot of bad.
But
lot of
yeah,
bad things.
I don't know what they could have made that Robin character really awesome, and they just made him into this. I wouldn't even know what to call it, like overblown, like self-conceited, like meathead or something.
so
or
weird.
What's that called when you like motorcycles? Gearhead.
Well,
kind
no,
of.
that's a car.
Yeah.
Hoghead?
No.
I don't know.
Greaser.
Your favorite. Yeah, he's just a douche. And
Ugh,
he's
the
supposed to be
worst.
only like 17 years old, but he seems like 25, or at least, or I thought he was when I was little. But man, have we got issues with his look,
Oh my God. So they did do
I-
like crazy stuff with the look in this. So the trivia did say so. If you remember, you've seen a lot of these movies. This movie started the addition of the nipples on the bat suit or the Robin suit, whatever you do. The bigger cod piece, aka penis. Shots of those. When he's getting on the costume, and they'll be like do like quick shots, and it'll be like his chest, like his like utility belt thing, and then it's like boom penis, and then the next one was like boom butt cheeks. I mean, it just was like over the top. And then so this is all the director's idea, Joel Schumacher. And then he also wanted Robin to have an earring. Why would Robin have an earring? I mean, if the whole family, like the whole
He's in
Flying
the
Graysons
circus.
all had one, then like maybe that was some cool like family thing. But like, why do you have a fucking earring?
He's in the circus. He also had crazy sideburns that are like so stupid. They're like in a swoop shape, like a robin's tail or whatever. Like,
Like, why did he line dry all of his clothes? I don't get that.
that's a separate issue. We'll get into that. But
yeah,
wow.
so he's a hot mess in this, and it's like we said, it could have been a really cool role because the guy's kind of cool, former circus like guy, like kind of has a tragic like start with seeing his family die and everything.
Spoiler.
But yeah, man, ugh, gross. Not into it.
Yeah. You know what I am into though? Getting into the movie synopsis.
No, not yet.
What?
Are we done with all the characters?
Think so?
Drew Barrymore,
We'll talk about it.
Debbie
It's
Mazur,
just- They're just like random side pieces,
cod pieces.
Not
Everyone knows what that is. That's like
I
an
thought
old
it was like-
Shakespearean term.
I thought it was like a neck thing. What is
No.
that called?
Cravat.
I don't know. I thought it was a cod piece. I guess not. Whatever. Okay. Well, I'm done. Are you done?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. See? We're done. Ready?
God, horrible transition. We gotta work on our transitions.
It's been a while. We haven't podcasted for like 2 weeks. We're out of the game.
All right. It's time for the sweetie synopsis. Yeah.
Sweeties.
Riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big black bat?
Wow. Pretty good. Bruce Wayne is back to his old shenanigans, saving the people of Gotham. This time, the bad guy is Harvey Two-Face, which people have to, I just want to say, like, if you're trying to, like, not have villains, don't honor their wishes and call them by their, like, made up, like, second personality Two-Face. Like, just call him Harvey Dent. You need to, like, feed into his bullshit. Basically, he decided that after he got his face half burned with acid, how a guy got acid into the court is beyond me. Gotham needs to take a step back and reevaluate their security procedures. But Harvey Dent has now developed an alternate personality. So he has two
Alter
personalities
ego.
at the same time, which is very unusual. And if Chase Meridian was really a psychiatrist, she'd be like, this is we're fucking messed up, right? She's just like classic dual personality. Like,
but like
not
even
classic.
his like normal side is still pretty fucked up, right?
I don't know what his normal side is. I got no sense of the normal side very much. He just like talks really fast and his like whisper, his like Jack Donaghy like whisper like thing happening, and it's you don't get enough of the real Harvey. He's mostly just Two-Face.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's causing havoc because he's blaming Batman, blah blah blah. So he's like, big goal in life is to what? Oh my God, what could it be? Kill Batman is everyone's like biggest dream come true, but he sucks at it as usual. Like, how many elaborate scenarios can we put him in so that he can escape? Like,
That's like literally the whole movie, and why this movie fails in some ways. Like, and again, why I said like why they even put that Two-Face part in there, because it's just annoying. It's just the whole first part of the movie is just them like getting into these circumstances where they try to get Batman and they
he
can't.
always has his like giant gun with him. Just fucking shoot him. So dumb. But anyways, so that's what's going on there. And then Bruce Wayne is doing a tour of Wayne Enterprises and meets Edward Nygma, who is this eccentric scientist who wants to show Bruce his invention, which is like basically, I think he wants it to be virtual reality, but it's really just 3D television with like holograms.
Yeah.
I don't really get it. But it involves like messing with like your brain frequency and like some scary shit. And Bruce Wayne's like, yeah, I'm not gonna invest in that. It's a little dangerous.
He was nice about it though.
He was super nice about it. It could have been worse, Edward. It could have been worse. But, Edward flips the fuck out. And he's like, oh, I'll show you. So then he kills his boss by, like doing the putting the thing on him. And then he puts the power on too high. And then, whoops, he's getting his boss's brain waves into his brain, Edward's brain. So now he's like absorbing his brain cells, I guess.
And it was making him smarter, I guess?
Well, it's just, I thought that was just because he was like getting all the knowledge that guy had in his head. But you're telling me that suit guy has more knowledge than Edward
to me
Nygma?
either. I know.
Okay, but it gets him like a boost. But maybe it's just like in general like a mind boost because you're like putting all these extra like frequencies into your brain. So it's just like I feel really smart. So he's like, wow, this is great. Kills his boss. Decides that his next move is going to be to humiliate Bruce Wayne. Sorry. Batman. Why does he pick Batman instead of Bruce Wayne to get his revenge on? Because he doesn't know he's Batman yet.
Doesn't know he's Batman yet. No, he's going after Bruce Wayne, isn't he?
But then he pivots when he sees Two-Face at the circus. He's like, I like that guy. Let's get Batman and we'll find out who Batman is. It's like he forgets about the Bruce Wayne vendetta for some reason.
Because he wanted the Batman powers or something? I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever. So now he's like, I'm going to join up. Oh, sorry. I'm skipping ahead. Okay. So that's Edward.
Yep.
Edward, Two-Face, Batman. Brucey, Batman, meets Chase Meridian. They both meet her. She's a psychiatrist. She's like here to study Two-Face. She hits it off with Batman right away. Right away, she gets a girl boner. Like, it's intense. She's not even... She's
always
like,
attracted to the wrong kind of men.
I'm just going to tear off my clothes right now, right here. But then...
She abuses the bat signal. Let's remember. Like, who knew you can just go over there, stamp the thing, and then be like, hey, show up with your push-up bra and be like, hey, Batman, I want you so bad. I mean, she's real thirsty.
Where
and
is that bat signal even? I always thought when I was little that it was like on her roof because it was like, why is she wearing her negligee? And
oh my God, it is so embarrassing when the police commissioner comes and is like, who turned on the bat signal? She's like, it went on by mistake and I just ended up being in a bra.
Yeah,
like, what?
It's pretty weird. So there's like that whole love affair, but then Bruce Wayne tries courting Chase Meridian like on his own. And she's like, I'm sorry, I'm interested in someone else. Cough, cough, Batman.
I feel like this is the first one you realize that Bruce Wayne has hobbies. He asked her to go rock climbing.
That is weird. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Such a 90s thing. I mean, rock climbing's back, but whatever.
Yeah.
So they end up on a charity, there's some like big charity thing for Gotham City, and Bruce Wayne is the biggest donor. So it's a
You
cool
win
charity event at a circus.
to the circus.
Cool.
Woo!
So, dude, that circus is scary though. Were you scared of that circus? It was like kind of freaky shit.
Yeah, that's freaky shit.
So it's like freaky MC guy, and then the big draw is the Flying Graysons. Ooh, so they are a family of 4, a trapeze team. Very cool. They have these like cool little suits. They're like red and green, and like what you remember is like the Robin costume. Wink, wink. But this is like their trapeze costume. So they do their trapeze thing, and it's like, yay, family flying through the air, wee! And then little Dick Grayson, does this like death drop where they're like, hey, we're gonna like take away the net, and he's gonna do this like crazy flip, and then his dad's gonna catch him with one hand. And as I said to Sweetie, like, keep the net. No one wants you to take the net down. No one wants you to die if you fall. It's still scary if you fall, no matter what.
I guess. But the net, I don't know.
That's
Maybe
great.
it's just like, oh, truly death defying because he could die. I don't know. That's just too much stress for me. I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that either.
See that at
What
all.
if he falls?
But don't worry, he makes it. Unfortunately, though, Two-Face decides now is another time I can try to kill Batman using another elaborate scheme B, if you will. Here's a giant bomb that I'm going to put in this tent and for some reason raise it up to the roof and then explode it.
Yeah, I just don't
I
understand
don't know why they did that. But he's like, here's the deal. I won't blow this up if whoever is Batman comes forward and tells me who he is. So, wait, but okay, why is he after Batman? Oh, because Batman. Oh, right. It was Batman in his bat suit in the courtroom who saved him. Yeah. Okay. I thought it was Bruce Wayne for a second. Okay. Now I got it.
Batman goes to court?
I know. Weird. Like, did he have to talk? I don't know. Is he a witness? Probably. So, Two-Face, says that thing. And then, good old Brucey, given the old Harvard try. What's that called? Is that the
College
thing?
try.
College try, the Harvard try. Stands up and shouts in a room full of screaming people, Harvey, I'm Batman. Meanwhile, the gossip lady next to him is like, oh my God, and like writes it down.
Yeah.
Scoop
Basically,
of the
he
night.
like whispered. He's like, I'm Batman.
Yeah, he says it one time and then like leaves and beats people up in his tuxedo.
He's like, fuck. So he's like, well, I can do a little bit of good by just like trying to kick ass. Because it's like, okay, if you remember about Bruce Wayne, like, yeah, or Batman, like it's basically like the suit and is always like gadget, but he does know how to fight. Like he's got the fight.
Trained by Ra's al Ghul.
Exactly. I love that name. That always makes me laugh. Say it again.
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, it's just funny. Anyway, so he like starts trying to kicking some ass, and the Flying Graysons are like, "Hey, we can save the day. Like we have these crazy acrobat skills. Like let's climb to the top and like put the thing. It's a big like globe kind of thing with the dynamite in it. Let's take it up and throw it off the roof." So they all are like scrambling, and little Dick gets up to the thing first and is able to like push it off the thing, but unfortunately, like Two-Face's bad guys see them doing this and just like machine gun all the little riggings and
Two-Face
stuff.
does it because he flips his coin and it lands
yeah.
on the excellent part.
Yeah. So all his family plummet to their death. Very sad. And hooray for Dick, he saves the day. But now he's an orphan.
He's so excited when he comes back too,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Look, guys, I did it!" And then they're all fucking
Yeah,
dead.
that's
So
real sad.
sad. He's got like tears in his eyes.
And Bruce Wayne sees this firsthand because he's down there like trying to kick some butt, and like they just fall right in front of him. And that scene's kind of crazy. I remember that for like when I was watching this when I was little, and that really like stuck with me.
Yeah,
it was
me too.
awful because they do this actually really cool like shot of the Flying Graysons all like dead on the ground. There's no blood or anything, so it's just like them kind of like very sadly just like lying there.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of blood if I was real.
Yeah, and then you get the same view that Dick does basically like from the top, and you're just like, oh no.
And then Bruce Wayne's like, "Well, I guess I could adopt you."
Yep.
So he needs a place to go because otherwise he'll have to go to like foster care or whatever, even though he's like a day away from being 18 / I think he's actually 25. Let's be real. But he takes him in, and Dick Grayson's like, "Listen, it was cool of you to take me in, but like I'm out of here, yo." So he's like gonna leave, and Alfred's like, "You can't let him leave. He's just a kid." I'm like, "He's not really a kid, Alfred. Like he's 25. He's obviously 25. I don't know why they're fighting it." But so Bruce is like, "Oh, I'll get him." So he shows like, "Hey, why don't you gas up in my garage?" AKA it's a trick because I have 500,000 cool motorcycles you want to touch. You can put one together. So Dick's like, hell yeah, I'll stay. So he's going to stay. But, Dick's no dummy. he's like, okay, I'm in this big mansion. There's like this one locked door. There's like all these like suits around. Like what? Something's up here. I know there's something interesting behind that door. I'm gonna find out what it is. Alfred's like, no. It's just the silver collection. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you why I go into this tiny closet with silver and don't come out for 5 hours.
Yeah.
But it's the silver closet. Just that's what it is. So Dick's like, okay. So Alfred goes in there one day, and Dick's like, whoop-a-doo, does this like crazy, like, oh, Flying Grayson's routine into the thing, gets his foot in the door, flies down the stairs. Guys, he discovers Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Yeah,
Who saw that coming? Who saw it? Did you? Yeah, everyone saw it because it's fucking obvious is what it is. And now that Robin's in the fray, it's like, okay. Should we just put a sign over Bruce Wayne Manor that's like, I am Batman? Like, get it together, guys. Anyways, so what we got? Edward Nygma. He's back. He's stewing in his little closet apartment with all these tchotchkes around and a very scary like Zoltar machine, but with the Riddler. Yeah. So there's already this pre-established character, basically, of the Riddler, which Edward Nygma loves, and he has like little figurines at his desk.
That's what I understand.
So, like, who is that?
How they like they do that scene where you see his apartment and like the Riddler's basically there, and that like didn't make sense to me. Like there was a Riddler, and he like knew about it,
right? Like,
and then
what's
base
that guy's
it on
name?
like off of that.
I don't know. Yeah. It seems very odd. But anyway, so he's making this plan. He's like making all these riddles for Bruce Wayne to solve, and he's like, I need an identity. So he comes up with the Riddler, and then joins forces with Two-Face to be like, hey, let's humiliate Batman, and then in the process we'll figure out who Batman is, and also you have to get me all this money so that I can actually fund my brainwave thing and become like really smart by like beaming everyone's brains into my head. But why do you want all these dumb people's brains into your head? Whatever.
But I think that did create, like you said, like it's not necessarily like everyone is smart and he was gaining that smart. It was like brain power. Yeah. Which he does end up like. So I don't know what the time span is, and obviously this is not important, but something that I wondered. Suddenly they build this like entire empire and buildings and stuff that have this basically like this huge, what looks kind of like an hourglass with like all the brain waves getting sucked in. Because what happened was Two-Face is able to like raise all this money from stealing shit, I guess. And
old-fashioned looting, you know?
Yeah, looting diamonds and shit like that. So they raid all this capital, and then they make this business where they're like doing these boxes. And the Riddler also has kind of like two identities. So he becomes like the Edward Nygma character, a person that he was, but he looks kind of like just like Bruce Wayne, you know, with like glasses, and he changes his hair and everything like that. And then his little alter ego, the evil one doing the bad things, is the Riddler. So they end up like, making these little TV boxes, let's say, to put on your TV that do like what you think is a virtual reality sort of like experience. But it actually is sucking all your brainwaves to the Edward Nygma Riddler plant, where they're basically like, taking all that from the people of Gotham. So that actually gives him power, right? Because then he becomes like really off the rails. But the end goal is still like, gotta get Batman.
It seems less smart and more just crazy. Like he never seemed very smart to me. You know, even like the final like big reveal, humiliation, like is not very smart.
Like, smart plans, like what he thought was like smart plans.
Not smart enough to know that Batman also had a backup boat and plane in the cave that he did not destroy.
Well, how would he know that? So really anyway, meanwhile, Bruce Wayne's life, he's kind of struggling with his like identity, getting closer to Chase Meridian. And then trying to deal with like Dick Grayson being like, nah, I want to be your sidekick. Like, come on. He's like, dude, I don't have a sidekick. Like, I work alone.
A really good impression of Dick Grayson. That was exactly what
that's
it sounded
what I heard.
like.
I mean, that's just what I heard. So he's kind of like dealing with those two things. So finally, and I don't know if I like went to go get like a coffee cake or what, but like I came back and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Because he goes and visits Chase Meridian and as Batman. And she's like sleeping naked and like just wears a sheet to the window and then like kisses Batman. And she's like, I've dreamed this forever, but oops, sorry. Like I like somebody else now. So he's really excited about this because then now he can date her as Bruce Wayne. But then he's like, well, that's it. I'm not Batman anymore. Sorry. I'm over this like shit. Bye-bye. Like just because like she wants to go out with Bruce Wayne now?
It was so weird. I guess because he didn't want to like have to tell her that he's Batman, but no, maybe not, because then he tells her later anyway.
But he's that like weird story where he's like, you gotta save people, or like Dick's like, you gotta save people. Yeah, and he's like, I've saved enough people. Yeah,
the innocent have faces now. I don't understand what his logic behind that was. But also, side note, I'm sick of people just like rolling out of their bed and taking the sheets off like it's an easy thing. Like, does nobody else tuck in their like sheet into the bed? Not. If that was me, I'd be like, okay, here I go, and then like fall on the ground. But it's just like it's like, is the sheet even on the bed at all? Like, why do you even have it? But whatever. So yeah, he's like, okay,
bathrobe.
True. But yeah, Bruce Wayne's like, Batman, it's done. Yeah. Over. Shut it down. He like touches a button and the cave shuts down. It doesn't make any sense.
But then wasn't he going to tell her that he was Batman?
Yeah. So that's not, that had nothing to do with it.
So he's like, Batman's over, shutting it down. Also, I'm telling my girlfriend I'm Batman.
It's just like so fucking weird.
And Dick's like, what? I want to be your psychic. Ah! And he's like so pissed.
Like, I just wanted to say that he did not go through this internal crisis when he was dating Kim Basinger in the first one.
Yeah, I know. It's true. Well, he's like sick of being alone. I don't know. I think he probably thought he like, that was like causing why he couldn't get close to people, because he like had the Batman identity. Maybe that's my theory. Anyway, so he's like, I'm gonna tell Chase that I'm Batman. So they have this like dinner, Halloween night. Ooh, spooky. And turns out Riddler and Two-Face. So they find out that he is Batman. Bruce Wayne and Batman are the same person.
They cracked the code. How'd they do it?
Yeah. So they like. Bruce, like, they had this big thing where everyone saw the whole, like, brainwave device, and Bruce, like, goes into one of the little, like things, I don't know, what do you call it, booths, and they read his brain, and then they, like, capture it, so they look into it, and, like, what's in his brain? Bats.
Fucking
so
bat.
They put
Just
it together.
A bat.
Yeah, not that hard. So they go to Bruce Wayne's house, and he's with Chase, and he's about to tell her, hey, I'm Batman, guess what? And they break in, and with all their, like, hoodlums, the Riddler goes down to the basement where the bat lair, the bat cave, and blows up all the Batmobile, like all the computer shit he has down there, all his suits. So he didn't want to be Batman anymore, and now he really can't.
Yeah, tough luck.
And they steal Chase Meridian.
Yep. They're like, see ya. So then he goes after them.
He's like,
by
I have
Robin.
to be Batman.
Yeah. No, he has to be Batman. And as luck would have it, he's got one suit left. That's in testing phase, but now's the perfect night to test it, he says. He's also got his plane and his jet. I mean, his jet and his bat boat. So now Robin can take the boat and he can take the plane. So they're off to go to, like, whatever that Enigma land is with the big green thing. But they know they're coming. So they, like, have these bombs that they blow up. They blow up the boat. Dick Grayson ejects, lands in the water, and then he gets, like, chased by guys in scuba suits.
Pretty exciting stuff.
Batman saves him after his plane goes down as well. And then they arrive on the island, which is not really an island. It's like an underground lair. And they go in, and Dick Grayson gets jumped by Two-Face.
Well, no, he goes to kill Two-Face, and he falls off the thing, but he saves him. He's like, I'd rather see you in jail.
Like, there's no jail.
Come on, buddy.
Get out of here.
So then he gets bamboozled and gets taken away. So then it's the Riddler at his peak power. He's completely nuts now. Cooler hairstyle, cooler outfit. And he's like, I'm going to fuck with you. So he's like, Dick Grayson and or Robin and Chase Meridian in these like two little booths, and are like, you've got to choose which one you want to save. Like, you can't be Batman and Bruce Wayne now. You got to choose like which one, and I guess whoever he chooses would be like who he wants to be, I guess. So, but he outsmarts him, tells him a riddle, and he guesses the answer to the riddle is bat, but blind as a bat. And what he does is he throws one of his cool bat boomerangs into the big like green thing that has all the brain power, and that like basically makes Edward Nygma, the Riddler, like short out. And then unfortunately that also means that the two guys in the pipes, or whatever you call it, the tubes, they fall down, so he has to save them too. He saves them with what I think is the best bat invention, which I might have said on our first podcast. Do you know what that is?
The belt thing?
Best gadget.
I mean, he uses it all the time. That's like his...
It's those ropes thing with the little bat thing that can attach onto anything with the ropes.
So much weight.
I don't know.
How does he make sure it holds on to something every time?
But like,
it's
seriously.
Just like, he could fire that shit anywhere. It'll find something. I don't know.
The bat boat, even though that was pretty cool when it turned into like a mini sub and then he like ejected out of it.
The plane, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, the plane. Fuck the Batboat. That thing was a piece of garbage. And then the Batmobile did like kind of cool things in this one, so maybe keep the Batmobile. But those little gadgets, man, those little whatever you call those things,
they work.
Saves the day. So anyway, saves everybody. Woohoo!
Grapple hooks or something.
Two-Face does die. I forget how. Oh, he falls off.
Oh, because Bruce Wayne's
the
like
thing with the coins.
Bruce Wayne's like, oh, I know. I'll bring these 20 fake coins with me just in case I get into a standoff with Two-Face and have to remind him to flip his coin. So he's like, at the beginning, he and Chase are like, Harvey's Achilles heel is this coin flip. Like, you could really use it to, like, get one. I don't know, whatever. Like, yeah. Pretty obvious. So he's like, Harvey, what about the coin? He's like, of course, how could I forget? Flips it, and then Batman throws all these fake coins up, and then Harvey's like, whoa, too many coins, which one is it? And then falls off the thing to his death, and he's dead. Yeah. So, wow. What a way to go.
Yeah. And then Edward Nygma just ends up being like a crazy lunatic, as he was, but with no powers. So he gets put into a sane asylum, and then it kind of gets to the next scene where you see like Chase Meridian at the insane asylum, and the doctor's like, he's been screaming all day, he knows the true identity of Batman. So she goes there to make sure he's like not telling anybody. And, you know, she's like, tell me, Edward, like, who is Batman? Who do you think Batman is? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I am Batman. And he like has his straight jacket and like these wings, and his like head's all bandaged up. And so they're like, okay, we're safe. Like,
why
he's
does
just
he
a
remember
loony.
who Chase Meridian is? And like,
Maybe he really didn't remember who she was.
Maybe not.
But that's the end. So, yep. He lives, he lives another day. He lives forever. I could have sworn that song was in the movie. I always hate that when you just find out they play it for like the very end of the credits.
I mean, the music video was like a thing, and it was like, maybe that's what we're thinking of. I don't know. But yeah, that's the flick. Again, like I said, 2 hours long. Does it need to be? Probably not. Wow. Yeah, good times. Okay, so back to this like whole who is Batman thing. Okay, his assistant has to know he's Batman, right? If he has just like a secret pipe from his office into the Batcave, he'd just be like, all right, I'm going to a meeting in my office. And then he's gone for like a day, and the assistant's like, where did Bruce go? I don't know. She has
Alfred
to know.
knows.
Come on. God, it's so weird. Okay, so what do we want to talk about first? How random it is that Drew Barrymore is in this movie.
I mean, maybe not. She's looking for a job,
This was the 90s though. Like, she had jobs. It just seemed like a strange choice. They could have had like some up and coming actress, a no-namer in that role. Like, no one would ever bat an eye.
I don't know.
Her eyebrows just like really upset me.
I know. She's such 90s eyebrows. They're so tiny.
It's her and Debbie Mazar plays Sugar and Spice. Harvey's like girlfriends, which one for his good side, which is not, like you said, not a good side. It's just his not crazy side, which is angelic.
Yeah, no.
So let's not go that far. Both of them are pieces of shit.
Done. I'm done.
So, yeah. And then my other question is, and they make this joke, but I would actually like to know, who is their seamstress? Like, who's making a Harvey Two-Face those outfits, right? Those, like, custom-made half and half. Mm-hmm. He even gets one, like, a ringmaster, whatever, like, one. And then the Riddler's crazies, like, sequins. Dude, someone has to make those.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Those were beautiful.
Interesting.
Those were gorgeous.
Those are the main things I wanted to talk about, and I've talked about them.
Okay, awesome. What do I want to talk about? There's a lot of Batmobile stuff in this. I really liked it. A lot of Batmobile stuff and fire. A lot of fire. A lot of explosions.
It's an action movie. You gotta have explosions.
No, but I feel like more than ever,
I guess. Kissed by a Rose,
Yeah. And I mean, goes along with like the comic book like side of things. Because I always felt like the Tim Burton ones, and I think I said this when we did the original one, had such like a like Dick Tracy, like, like old gangster vibe to them, like
this one. The cars
they
still are
kept
old.
Those. I know. I never get that. And I think that goes with like the comic book stuff, I'm guessing. I don't know. That Gotham's kind of supposed to be this city that's sort of like that. I don't know. What's your favorite Riddler costume?
Classic green.
Oh, just a classic?
I don't know.
You like the jumpsuit at the end?
I do, but I know that's your favorite, so I didn't want to steal it. Okay, well, I like
he
that
really
one too.
only has 3.
I like the best part. I like is his mask at the end, which like has the green sparkles with like the little question mark little dot on the bottom. That's cool. Nice.
I like how his cane changed every time too. Like he had a new cane every time, and apparently Jim Carrey broke like all this shit in his trailer and a bunch of those canes trying to practice because he did kind of like cool stuff with it.
Yeah.
Like, in this case, his physical comedy was like such an asset to this because I think that works so well with like that character. And what was I going to say? And they had like other people slated for this to play that. Like, I think the first one was Robin Williams. But there was like this story from the first one about how they wanted Robin Williams to play the Joker in the first one, but only offered it to him. So then Jack Nicholson would be like, oh, wait, you got Robin to play this? No, I want to do it. I want to do that. So they basically like use him as bait to get Jack Nicholson to play the Joker. And he was still so mad about that. He's like, fuck, no way. I'm not doing the Riddler. And he would have been kind of fun too, I think, but doesn't have the physical.
Kind of old. Wouldn't he be like a little old? I don't know. I'm sure Jim Carrey's not. And he just seems younger to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, like, if you're a fan of Jim Carrey, yes, it's like essentially an evil Ace Ventura, or more like towards the line of the Cable Guy. I just watched the Cable Guy like the other night. Yeah, and
I've been wanting to watch that, but I was saving it for the podcast.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And it just reminded me a ton of that performance where it's just like pretty out of control. But I think he's like hilarious in this, and definitely my favorite part. From the physical comedy, all his lines are the best. Like, it's still pretty funny. It is over the top, and I guess you could, it gets old and stuff. But I just like the progression of that character. I don't know.
Good. Yeah, it's a good character. I like his different hairstyles.
Yeah,
he's got like just like a cat, what is chin length bob as a normal like Edward Nygma self in the beginning. And he has like bright red hair, and he like magically makes it normal again when he has to be Edward Nygma. Not sure how. At the end, it's very crazy and like, I don't know, like flock of seagulls.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, he's great. He's great.
Yeah. In general, the costumes were like beautiful and like you said, like really cool in this. Like from the Riddlers to Two-Faces, and then like we said, they changed the bat stuff like a little bit. So those were like, the Robin suit has like all these like defined muscles. I guess he like the director was going for like a Greek god kind of like a thing with those, but it was like a little bit over the top.
Aren't they still like that though? Like in the Christian Bale ones?
But they're
maybe
like
not as
rubber,
defined,
aren't they?
Yeah,
like kind of not less superhero, but not as like that.
But yeah, Gotham kind of just like explodes in this like color, right? This like color explosion in this one, and Batman and Robin, and Batman and Robin even more so. And they have these giant statues in that one that are like in the city. My favorite part though about Gotham is its street gangs. They're so elaborate. This one in particular looks like. This back alley looks like the back room of a Spencer's Gifts. It's
Good one.
It's just like black light everywhere, neon, guys wearing like scary skeleton black light clown makeup and have like crazy deep voices. I mean, pretty sure that guy gave me nightmares.
Gotham seems like a really scary place to live.
It is.
And like, is Batman doing a good job? Because like, why is there so much crime there?
Right. Why is there? Because it's just, it's supposed to be New York City, which was scary in the 80s, but it got cleaned up, okay? But whatever. And that always confused me, that it was like a fictional city, but was clearly New York.
Right.
Like, that's the Statue of Liberty. It just says Gotham City on its crown. It fooled me. Yeah. But yeah, now it's just like a crazy place. And in Batman and Robin, there's like that crazy motorcycle race.
Yeah. It's just...
And isn't like Usher the guy that like is the buy-in?
Well,
like,
I mean, from when I read the reviews on IMDb, very positive. This is like everyone's, obviously you're writing reviews, so you're like probably like this movie. It's like everyone's favorite Batman.
Which one?
This one.
No.
That's all the reviews. We're like, I'm sorry guys. They were all 9 and 10.
It's just
this
the
is
same
my favorite
guy.
Batman.
It's probably like the same guy, just like doing like
but
5.
Everyone I think universally agrees that the Batman and Robin is like pretty bad.
The worst one of all. Yeah. It is. It's so bad. So bad, but I want to watch it anyways because it just pisses me off that like when I was little it was so exciting to see a girl like as a superhero, right? Because we never got that, and of course it's like the shittiest Batman of all. We finally get ours, and like whatever. I still love
for Batgirl. How does she get introduced again?
She's Alfred's
niece
great niece or something, and So what else? Okay, so every superhero movie, or at least most, I would say superhero movies where they're like introducing a sidekick of some kind, have a scene where I like to call it the discovery of potential scene, where someone is just doing some like normal everyday task and someone's like, oh wow, you're actually really good at archery. This one, Dick Grayson is doing his own laundry because, Alfred can't do everyone's laundry. That is just ridiculous. So,
Alfred's also like 95 years old.
Give
he shouldn't be doing anything.
Let that guy retire.
Yes.
Actually, that's part of the big reason Alicia Silverstone comes to the manor.
Oh, he's sick.
That one. He's sick.
Yeah,
and she's like, why are you making him work? I'm like, good point, Batgirl.
Yeah.
God, what a maniac. Bruce.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, what? Like, let him put his feet up.
You can't make your own lunch?
No, crazy. Get
Son
some
of
new
a
help.
bitch. I'm surprised Alfred's not dead after he took that beating from Two-Face on Halloween, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so he turns around and there's Dick doing like karate moves with his laundry because he's too good to use the dryer and has to like get everything out doing these like whip things. Like it's crazy shit. For some reason, he's a karate genius.
And so I guess they do that to show you that he is a karate genius because then it makes sense that when he's like able to save this girl from being like raped by the street gangs or whatever.
You're telling me that he's 17 years old, has already had time to become a trapeze expert, an expert at the trapeze, can drive a motorcycle and does karate?
Yeah. I mean, he's super
What
worldly.
is he doing?
He's traveled
And has an
everywhere
earring?
with the circus.
Come on.
I know. Yeah, but that part is really weird. I don't know what they were doing with that character. Embarrassing is all I can say. I'm embarrassed. It's like one of those movies, like you're embarrassed when you watch something in a movie. You're like, why is this happening? Maybe I should get popcorn. This is awful. Yeah, it's tragic mess, guys. Okay, I just have a bunch of trivia left, and there were some pretty good ones.
I love trivia.
Okay. So, did you know that when Val Kilmer heard that he got the coveted role of Batman, he was actually in a bat cave in Africa? What? Isn't that crazy?
What are the odds?
He's doing research for that movie, The Ghost and the Darkness. Remember that?
Kind of, not
Cool.
really. Wow.
Cool.
Wow. Coincidence.
Val Kilmer and Jim Carrey were BFFs on this movie. They bonded because they both had lost their father. I don't know if recently or like when they were kids or something.
Dead Dad's Club.
Yeah, Dead Dad's Club. Right. You know who wasn't a fan of Jim Carrey?
Harvey Two-Face did.
Yeah. Tommy Lee Jones apparently was like, Jim Carrey, I hate you and all your movies. Bye. Like, what?
I mean, we all know. We saw him at whatever the Oscars or whatever. He's a humorless git,
Yeah. What the hell? So they did not get along at all. So that kind of sucked. Poor guys. But at least, Val Kilmer and Jim Carrey had each other.
Sweet.
Cool. Will Shortts, the guy who writes all the New York Times crossword puzzles, wrote all the riddles for this movie.
Oh, they're not very hard.
No.
They could have been harder. Get them in 2 seconds. Yeah, we see.
I got the match one like that.
You've seen this movie before, so I'm sure you knew it was
not in a long time.
Yeah, I guess, but they're pretty easy. Like the clock one, give me a break. Yeah. The easiest thing I've ever heard in my life.
What was the tennis one?
You can find all of these things on a tennis court.
What was it?
Vowels.
Oh, in the word tennis court.
That was a little trickier.
That was good.
But then like putting them all together, like oldest trick in the book, a number is a letter. Like everyone knows that. Like 1 is A, 2 is B. Like give me a break. Sorry, Will, I love you, but it was a Monday crossword puzzle when it should have been a Sunday, is all I'm saying.
Totally. But yeah, that's pretty cool though. Yeah, I like this movie, and people are in a weird place with Batman right now because you had these and we grew up as kids and we're like, yay, these movies, whatever. And then they did all the Nolan ones, really like took it all the highbrow and you're like, sweet, these are amazing, like great movies, love Christian Bale. And then now they're kind of going back to like the more like superhero side of it with like the Ben Affleck. And is he out of it now and someone else is doing the next one?
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe?
I mean, I haven't even seen those new ones. I'd never seen him as Batman.
Me neither.
So I don't know what's happening with that. And I feel bad because the DC side of comics is just really getting the fucking shaft with the movies. But I don't know if you guys, they released it last week, but they're doing a origin story for Joker. And I think Suicide Squad, they had Jared Leto as Joker, and that was pretty bad. I don't think people like that one, right?
I think it was just a terrible movie in general, so probably...
So
colored
now
people's
they're
opinions.
getting Joaquin Phoenix to play it, and it looks actually pretty good. I don't know if that's an origin story I necessarily like want
Right, that's
to
what
see
everybody's
or
saying.
need
Like,
to
why do we
see.
need to see an origin story of a terrible villain?
Yeah.
Like,
It looks awfully depressing and sad, and like I don't understand the benefit of it, but his performance looks kind of interesting.
go Joaquin.
So yeah, go Joaquin. So Batman just keeps living.
Yeah,
It's Batman forever, guys.
it's the. I
movie
know we
told
said
it
it's
all.
the worst title, but really, it's the best
Yeah,
because it's so
I know.
applicable to everything.
so right.
So I take it all back. Best title ever. Take that, Tim Burton.
We're getting
Suck
tattoos,
it.
guys.
Suck it.
What's
Yeah,
your
I gotta-
schedule look like tomorrow?
It's pretty.
Wanna
open.
get a
I mean,
tattoo?
Just have to like work and stuff.
Boston
but,
tattoo?
Sure.
We could just get bats, like on the back of our neck.
Because we love it that much. We only
No way.
not
Batman's a dread. I
true.
already
No.
said my whole thing
Oh,
about Batman.
I like Batman. I think I like him the best out of the superheroes because he's so dark. I like it. He's like a real person in there, psychologically.
I like
cool.
Marvel.
Oh,
I like Wonder Woman.
Oh, I'm okay. Oh, well, all those are cool. But I mean, like when I was little, there was just like Superman or Batman. Like, even though there were all these other superheroes, but we didn't have superhero movies like we
remember
have
Wolverine.
today.
When we were little.
What?
Yeah.
In the cartoon?
Yeah.
The X-Men cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's why. But yeah, it was not a superhero
It
explosion
really was
like
just
it is today.
Oh, Spider-Man. I remember
yeah.
Spider-Man.
I hate Spider-Man.
Well, now it's out of control.
a
See, this is
child.
my only thing now. Like, every 1 out of 5 movies release a month is now a superhero one.
Maybe 2 out of 5.
And it's insane. Like, can we just get something else going on? Like, is this going to really be the last Marvel, like, Infinity War bullshit that's going to happen this year? Or is it
for the
keeps going
Avengers,
on?
not for like the other.
Oh, good. They're all going to die?
people.
Awesome.
No, but I don't know. I have no idea. I've never seen any Avenger. I've really only ever seen the minority Marvel superhero movies. So like Black Panther, Wonder Woman, which is DC.
Who are the X?
Captain. They're like a different. They're like they
Is
were
that a
like
different thing?
mutants. Like
Okay.
like
But that's
yeah.
Marvel?
Yeah,
Okay.
still Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, can we make new superheroes? Is that ever going to happen? Like, why can't
There's
we make
been a
new
couple
ones?
of like newer-ish ones, I guess, but yeah, they're all still either like Marvel or DC. So it's like always they're going to be like grandfathered into all the movie deals somehow. I'm sure.
Yeah. It's just funny that this, like, I mean, if we're just talking about Batman in general, how it really has just lives on.
Batman
Yeah.
forever.
In our hearts.
Batman forever.
Batman forever, guys.
Wakanda forever.
Batman forever.
Oh my god, good times.
Da, da, da. Okay, I just want to say one more thing about the "Kissed by a Rose" song from
right,
Seal.
right.
Yeah, let's end on that. So, huge song from 1995. Seal really he had a couple hits before this, but this is like the big one, right? Oh my god, I play this song like every second of every day for like weeks and weeks and weeks.
Okay.
Obsessed with it. Okay.
Sing me the.
But I just want to talk
Oh.
about the like sort of strange like medieval times Renaissance little like ding 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 between like the two sets of the
It
lyrics.
still sounds like a banjo to me,
Okay.
but I know what you're saying.
Yes,
the part where
right?
it's like. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
But it's like a
Right.
lute,
whatever
or
the yes, but not a banjo.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's weird, but they have that. But it's a good song though.
Okay. Well, which
Great
part
song.
of the
Okay,
lyrics are
so
you confused
sing
about?
sing the beginning part for me.
How's it start?
There
Used to be a great tower alone on the sea.
Sure.
You became the light on the dark side of me. Love remains
Okay, yeah,
a drug that's hiding, don't you feel? Now, now when it snows, my eyes become larger. The light that you shine can't be seen. Baby, like a maker to a kiss from a
Wait,
rose
okay,
on the grave.
slow down that. So what is it, baby? What is that part?
Babe, I like to take you to a kiss from a rose on the grave.
Sure.
Ooh, the more I
idea.
get of you, stranger it feels. Yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, light hits the groove. Gloom on the grave?
Oh, it's either groove on the grave or gloom
A
on the
groove
grave.
on a grave.
Yeah, there's like a where the name the person's name on the
Okay,
gravestone.
let's look
Yeah,
it
we
up.
gotta look this up. Yeah, it's really confusing. I mean, it could be any of those things because it's just, I don't get it. I don't get what the song is trying to tell me. I don't know what he's saying, but it's beautiful. But yeah, I always thought it was like, there used to be a graying tower alone on the sea.
idea.
Well, no, look up the lyrics.
Well, I can look at them when it's playing.
What?
Do you know this with Apple Music?
No, I didn't know. Oh.
Graying
I was
Tower.
right. Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose. Wait, what's the a light hits the gloom.
It's a gloom.
On the gray, not the grave. We're both wrong. It's hard.
But did it say grave another time? No.
I guess there's never a grave.
Then high and not the pill.
What is it?
Love remains a drug that's the high and not the pill.
Huh. Good to know.
Ready, everybody? Let's sing it together. Baby,
I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the grave.
Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger
he does say
it
grave.
feels, yeah. And now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the gray. Okay, here's the loop part.
I think it's a harpsichord. But yeah, interesting.
Good
Okay,
one.
it's confusing lyrics, but I'll take it. It's a good song. Love you, Seal.
Gloom on the gray, guys.
Gloom on the gray. Don't forget it. All right, cool. Well, do you love Batman Forever? Come and find us on Twitter at The Sweetie Club or on Instagram at Large Marge Sent Us. Thank you, as always, for listening. Bye.